The album, I've listened to it. I do enjoy.
Cool.
I would call it sort of a serious yet alternative comedic social commentary. Would you say
that's
that's
exactly how we describe it to each other?
Really?
Yeah. Well, no, never before, but that's
never,
a great way of putting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's serious, but it's just there's little like I mean the fucking Instagram song is hilarious.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's a tune. I found myself sort of singing it the last day or so.
Yeah, a lot of the songs, like people are messaging us going, like there's one called Ave Maria, and people are like, that's the catchiest chorus ever. And it's so nice because like when we wrote them, we were just like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. We didn't think people would be humming them.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder if I find them really hooky because we've heard them over and over again, or if they're actually hooky.
Yeah.
But this is the thing with repetition is it just makes it so.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've got to be catchy, obviously you can't have a shit song. Why create this album?
Great question.
Over to you, Jack.
Thank you. I've been in a few bands in my life. I was in high school and then again with Hamish and Andy on the radio show, but never where like I actually wrote songs, recorded them in a recording studio and then made an album and put it out. And I just really wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And
so it's all about the process for
it's
you.
more about the process, yeah. It's fun to write songs, but I never got to the next level of like, oh, what if we recorded these and wrote them and put out something? And then the reason I got Mike in is because that budding friendship that we talked about before. We were becoming friends, and he's got a beautiful singing voice. He actually got a scholarship to his school
choir
for being such a beautiful singer.
50%.
And whereas my skills, I'm almost a virtuoso on guitar, but my actual vocals are not super strong.
I think your vocals are really tight.
Thanks, Mike. Thank
you.
you.
Do you think on the point of vocals that it's an inherent trait, right? Like the best singers in the world just are inherently talented when it comes to that.
They probably practice a little bit.
Yeah, we are. And it's not something you can teach.
Tell us what it's like.
Mike, tell us.
Nah, but I think, yes, I agree with that. And but I think Jack completely characterizes the song through all the songs through the music. I didn't write any of the music. I can't write music. I can write lyrics, which according to Jack is the easy part of writing a song. But when I wrote the Instagram song, I literally just scrolled the lyrics on my phone and sent it to Jack, and I was like, it's supposed to sound like ironically like a big pop punk kind of anthem, sort of like the All American Rejects Gives You Hell, or
there's a whole lot of peppered irony across in a lot of the songs, which I do enjoy.
Yeah, and then I went to see Jack, and I was like, yeah, did you kind of get what I was explaining to you? And he just started playing that riff in that song, which is like da 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 da, and it was like that's exactly how I pictured it from day one. Like this is the song that.
So what Mike's trying to say is like, even though you wrote it, I thought of it.
I wrote the song. It was me that wrote the song. Jack, it just channeled
and
through.
And you're catching up. Good boy.
It's sort of like he's the sheep and you're the farmer just herding him along.
You're nearly there. Yeah. No, but it was like, in that sense, it's really collaborative because, Jack will come to me with like, for the other single, Attached to String, like Jack came over and just played that on guitar, and then we were like, oh, so what happens after the premise is this guy dates a puppet, and it was kind of at that, and then we're like, well, what happens next? And then there was already that bit of the mum is controlling the puppet at the restaurant, and then we're like, oh, well, what if like the end of the song is now the mum's dead and suddenly the puppet is not responding to anything he's saying, and like it just kind of evolves through that.
Yeah.
Which was really fun.
So I found that part really fun, working with you, Mike, like writing songs and developing them. And then neither of us had been in a recording studio before. So
where did you record it?
So we recorded with this guy who works in TV a lot, Yuri.
Okay.
Yuri Warren's chat.
He works with Sean McAuliffe a lot on Mad as Hell. He's done a lot of Australian comedies in the past.
Wow.
And
he did One Night the Moon, which is that film with what's his name?
Rings a bell.
Good, All the Dumb Things. Paul Kelly. It's that film with Paul Kelly, that musical. He wrote all the music for that.
Did he?
Yeah.
So you found this guy?
So we found this guy. We went to see him and we said, hey, we don't have a lot of money
In fact, we have no money.
We have zero money. You can have a cut of the percentage of the money we make, but we don't expect to make any money.
But if we lose money, you have to chip in for that.
But he just got excited by our enthusiasm for it, and he helped us write the whole thing. Like, he actually had a big input into the songs, and he has a recording studio at his house. So we would go over to Yuri's house and develop the songs.
Wow.
Yeah, and those days were really fun because it was just me, Jack, and Yuri, and we'd just be...
I loved that. I honestly loved that because I just didn't know what it was like to, like, how long it even took to record songs.
How long ago did you guys start this process?
We did the cover of Cat Dog, which is kind of sort of what started this up. So Cat Dog was a show on Nickelodeon.
Brilliant show.
Yeah, for kids, about a cat and a dog who were joined in the middle. The theme song was great. I did a cover of it on my Instagram, and then Jack was like, oh, let's do a proper cover. And, well, no, you did a cover of it on your Instagram, and then we're like, we should collab. We did it at work, and people really responded to it. And then Jack was just like, do you want to start a band of, like, sort of ironically funny songs? And then... Sort of, that was probably like nearly 15 months ago. And then, it was sort of stop and start for ages until...
So this has been going on in the background for a while.
Yeah. My pitch to Mike was like, I want us to be a funny band, but not a comedy band. We're not like Tripod.
We're
where
not
the
like
songs,
scared weird little guys.
I want people to be confused about whether it's real or...
Yeah,
which it is real.
Which is funny because you mentioned in the Daily Talk Show how you would show people and you thought they were sort of expecting the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then they listen to the song and they're like, oh yeah, it's good. Like, they were confused.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Especially because the first single, Attached to String, starts the video. It could be like
a real song.
Yeah, like I showed it to a friend at work and she was just watching it and she was like looking at me like, oh, I thought this was like a comedy thing. And then the puppet thing happened. She's like, oh, okay, it is a comedy thing. But she thought, oh, they're just a normal band.
It's sort of like the first 5 to 10 minutes of The 11th Man. You guys ever listened to that?
Nah.
I remember it, but I'm not a connoisseur.
The guy who like copied... all the cricketing commentators and whatnot, and you don't know for the first 5 minutes whether he's just doing like impressions or if it's comedy, and then it becomes very debaucherous. Yeah, right. Basically, but that's what I do like that. That's my favorite style of comedic music, I guess you could call it.
Is unsure.
What's that?
Unsure if it's comedy or not.
Yeah, you don't know what it is, but you like it.